let me just tell you that we are being recorded. Okay. I think I also need to record it in a different way as backup. You never know what may happen. Just give me a second and we are on our way. Okay. Okay, so Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is Dr. Sameh, and this is EL111, and this is class 4, right? So what is it that we have today? We have, we're starting theme 2, okay? And theme 2 is very interesting and very relatable because it's about something that we use and we deal with on a daily basis, which is the different forms of transformation, the different forms of transport, I'm sorry, not transformation, transport. Okay, so this is going to be our, you know, kind of the thing that we're going to talk about today, inshallah. Okay. So again, theme 2, technology. It's going to be about technology in general and about the means and the forms of transport, especially or in particular. So what do I mean? What comes to your mind when I say means or forms of transport? What do I mean by that? Somebody is saying there is no voice. Is that, does this apply to everyone? Can you hear me, in other words? Can you all hear me? If you all can hear me, obviously Ghaida or Gaida has a problem. Can we type to her? Can we ask her to go out and come back? Perhaps that would solve the problem. Please ask her. Yeah, it's clear now. And Gaida is saying that it is clear now. Okay. So again, I was talking about the forms of transport, and I am saying that this is something that we use every single day, right? So what is your favorite form of transport? Let's agree on what the forms of transport are and then make the transition to your favorites. Okay, so what are these? When I say forms of transport, what comes to your mind? What are the association of the phrase forms of transport? Okay, Mansour is saying, yeah, you're talking about, yeah, we use forms of transport in on land, in the sea, in the air, right? Okay. Okay, what else? Let's talk about them in terms of types. What are they? Yeah, vehicles, like Turkey is saying. Trains, yes, like Abrahman is saying. What else? So nobody spoke about cars. Aeroplanes or airplanes, cars, right? Trains. Okay. Ship, yes, ships. Very good. Okay. Okay. Nice. So these are the different forms of transport that people use. Okay. Let's talk about your favorites. So what is your favorite form of transportation or transport? Okay. So Gaida is saying cars, a car or the car for sure, according to yeah, cars. So most of us agree on the idea that cars are very useful and important. Okay. Okay, let me ask you another question. Can you think of life without cars? Can you imagine life without a car? So what would life be like without a car? Easy? Yeah, very challenging, very difficult, like Munira is saying. Yeah, very good. Hence the importance of what we're going to talk about today. So in terms of ideas, we're going to talk about the forms of transport or transportation, right? Okay. Okay, if this is the idea that we're going to talk about or address today, how do you think we're going to address it? So what is it that we're going to talk about? I would like you to come up with expectations about the theme. Now that we have established the fact that it is about forms of transport or transportation. So what do you think uh, um, we're going to talk about more? Yeah, somebody is saying, Turkey is saying that perhaps we're going to talk about the pros and cons of every and each form of transport. Yeah, perhaps that's a possibility. Yes. What else do you think we'll talk about today? Hendel Zahrani is saying that we may be talking about, or we may talk about the history of transport, which is more or less likely. Very good. Yeah, Mansour is saying how it started, which is more or less like history. Yes, the history of those means and those forms of transport. Yeah, very good. Excellent, excellent, and brilliant ideas. Yes. The relationship between transport and technology, as one of us is saying. Okay, good. Very good ideas. Okay. So this is the obviously the cover of theme 2. So it's theme 2 that we're handling today. We have under theme 2 we have technology, and under technology we'll have who, what, and when, transport inventions, a brief history of space travel, and the historic moments. So these are ideas that we're going to address today, inshallah. So can we establish a link between forms of transport and transportation? And this question was who, what, and when. How can we use them if we have in mind the idea of transport and transportation? Who would be what? Referring to whom? What would be referring to what? And when? When uh, when is going to be what? What do you think? Who? Yeah, like Fairuz is saying, who invented those different forms of transport? What he do, I'm not sure I understand, Abdullah. Afatah, I'm sorry. Uh, when, yeah, like Abdurrahman Zahrani is saying, when it was this or that form of transport was invented. Yeah, excellent, excellent, and brilliant ideas. Okay, let's go right away. And typically we're going to start with the listening part, and we're not doing listening, as I said, for the limitations of the platform that we're having. Okay. Perhaps starting with the vocabulary box, will help us and will give us insights into what to expect. So what do we have in the vocabulary box? And I trust that you guys have the book and you're also playing along. I mean, you're perhaps opening the book, you're looking on or at the screen, right? Okay, good. So the words that we have are conquer, drive, and the past is obviously drove, field, fly, and the past is flew, invent, invention, island, power, sea, train, transport, travel, and walking. Do you think they have something in common? Are they similar in somehow? Can you establish a logical relationship, a logical link between them? Are they close together? Don't raise your hand, yeah, Omran, okay? If you would like to share, I mean, just type. Okay, so do they share characteristics or elements? When I talk about travel and transport, when I talk about train, do you think they have anything in common? Okay, Munira is saying they are all kind of transportation. Okay, they would give us clues about transportation, that we are in for discussions and talks about transport and transportation. Okay, very good. Okay, let's talk about the meaning of some of these words, because some of the meanings are a little bit um, not familiar. And we're going to start with the word conquer, and I'm saying that it is a verb. So where do you normally see a verb in a sentence? If you have a sentence, and this sentence is divided into 3 sections. Remember the 3 sections of any typical sentence? A typical English sentence starts with what, and then what, and then what? Okay, so a sentence, when I say the train left the station. So this is a typical English sentence where the train would be the subject, and then left would be the verb, and then the station would be the object. Okay, so if I say that conquer is a verb, and I'm saying it's a verb, where would you put it in a sentence, in an English sentence? Are you going to put, yeah, excellent, ya Fairuz. You're going to put it in the middle, number 2. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I say the army conquered the land, for example. So the army, our army, conquered the land of the other country. So conquer means what? Conquer means to invade, to take over another land or another country. Okay, does it make sense? Okay, yes, more or less like occupy, like Fairuz is saying. Yes. So we're going to use it here metaphorically. So here it's not about conquering lands and other countries. It's about conquering perhaps space. Okay, when scientists conquer space, which means that they travel to space for the first time. Does it make sense? Okay. So any other words that you guys are not familiar with? Invent. Yeah, more or less, yeah, Turkey. Yeah, take over space, go into space for the first time. Okay. Okay. So again, I was asking about the word invent and invention, and obviously invention is a noun, or is the noun of invent. Invent would be the verb, right? So Mansour is saying invent means to create. Okay, to create new ways of doing something, right? Okay, so what's the difference between invent and discover? Which of them means creating something from scratch, something from nothing? Okay, so one of them, create, discover, and I'd like you to tell me. One of them is about creating something from scratch, from nothing. This is discover or invent? Excellent, this is invent. While discover means that something was hidden and you uncovered it. Like America, for example. Okay, until uh, until perhaps the 15th and the 16th centuries, America was not on the map, on the world map. So Christopher Columbus came and he discovered it. Yeah, yes, to like Maggie is saying, to find something, to uncover something. Something was there, it was already there, but it was hidden. Nobody knew about it. But this is called discover and discovery. Do I make sense? Yes. Okay, good. Okay, and then we have the word power. Power. When I say the wind power, the steam power, the water power. So what is power? Power does what? Don't give me a meaning. Tell me what it does. Okay, wind power, water power, steam power. No, it's not. Ah, yes, more or less. Rosna is saying energy. Very good. Energy. Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, Turkey is saying that, yeah, it pushes something forward. It makes it move. Excellent, excellent. Good. Okay. طيب. Yeah, nice. Okay. Really look at the forms of transport on the opposite page. So we have a number of transport forms on the opposite page. Can you look at them? I would like you to look at them. Do I have them? Yes, I think I have them. Yeah. So these are, can you see them? How many do we have? I think we have 8 of them. They are 8. Very good. Okay. Okay. Good. Did you look enough? Because I'm going to ask you questions about them. Okay. So these are, remember when we spoke about pictures, we said that whenever we have pictures or photos, how we handle them. We say these are pictures of, right? So these are pictures of people, places, things, or animals. I'm asking you. These are pictures of things. Excellent, Amani. Yeah, things. Okay, these are things. Okay. And what are these things? What are these things? Yeah, these are things and objects. Yes, like Mansour is saying. Okay, so these are forms of transport. Yeah, yeah, transportation means or transportation forms. Excellent. Okay. Okay, but obviously these are not the forms of transformation transportation that we're familiar with, right? They are not the forms of transportation that we are familiar with. Why? They are not familiar to us. Do they look familiar to you? Ah, yes, excellent, ya Mansoor. These are old. The Yeah, these are old. Very good. Okay. So what do we call um, the invention when when it's first introduced? Let's look at the mobile, for example, 20 years ago. Perhaps you were not born then or something. Yeah, classic. Yeah, that's good. Sari is saying classic. We call it a prototype. Remember the prototype of the mobile? Remember how what? How small or how big it was? What do you think? Remember? Yeah, very big, right? Yes, it was big. No, it wasn't. It was very big. So this was the prototype of the mobile. Now mobiles are, I mean, they are becoming bigger again, but I mean, they are for the most part small, right? Manageable, right? But in the past, they were so big, right? Yes. Like Ahmad is saying, they are now slim and small, like Amani is saying. Okay. Look at the bicycle. Is this bicycle familiar to you? Is it the bicycle that we use now? No, right? It's called, this is the prototype, we call it the prototype of the bicycle. The first type of the bicycle when it was first introduced or invented. Look at the ship. You have the ship, right? Is it familiar? Is it the ship that we're familiar with? No, this is also old. This is also a prototype, right? Most interesting of all would be, look at the car. Where is the car? This is the car, right? The car is F. This is the old design, okay, of the motor car that we now use. See, this is called the prototype. Okay, right. Look at the bicycle, like you're saying. Look at the aeroplane. So these are, like I said, are prototypes. Good. Okay, let me ask you about the how old, which of them is, which of them do you think is the oldest? Which of them is the oldest? Which of them is the oldest type of transport? The car is the oldest type of transport. Are you sure? We're talking history now. We're talking history. Which of these forms of transport do you think is the oldest of all? The ship. What do you think? If you have to choose between, I'm asking you again, if you have to choose between the ship and the boat, which of them is going to be older? The ship or the boat? The boat, right? So the boat is older. The boat is older. This is the boat, right? See? Even look at the people. Look at how they used to dress. right? You're talking about thousands of years, right? Okay. So if you're going to arrange them and say which is the oldest and then what comes next and what comes next until we reach the modern age. So if you have to arrange them in chronological order, you start with the earliest or the oldest and then move on until you come to the newest. So let's agree on the fact, let me help you a little bit, and I am going to say that the boat is the earliest. The boat is the earliest, right? And then what comes after the boat, or what came after the boat? What do you think? No, don't give me letters. Tell me give me the word. Don't give me letters, okay? So the ship is going to be number 2. So you have the boat number 1, the ship number 2, and then what do you think? The bicycle is going to be number 3, okay? And then the plane, no, the plane is obviously the latest, the newest, right? So the newest would be the plane, right? Okay. And the car is going to be a little earlier than the train. Okay. So let's arrange them. So we're going to start with the boat and then the ship. And then competing for third place would be either the bicycle or the train. Let me check. I think it's the you have the boat, you have the ship, you have the train, and then you have the bicycle, you have the car, and finally you would have the plane. So do you agree with this arrangement? Do you agree with this order? So we started off with the boat, and then the ship, and then the train, the bicycle, the car, and finally the plane. Okay, good. Fine. Any idea when those inventions were invented or first introduced? Yeah, some of them are very old, right? Uh, if you talk, for example, about the boat, it was invented like 40,000 years ago. Can you imagine? Look at the picture. Look at the pictures. Remember, look at the picture of the boat, and look at who kind of were using it. Look at the people who are using it. These are old, primitive people. Let me ask you another question. Any idea where the boat was invented? Any idea when the boat was invented? Okay. So actually it was invented in Indonesia. Okay. And it was invented there 40 that I mean, are you familiar with Indonesia? Have you ever been to Indonesia? Those who went to Indonesia, please type 1. Type 1 if you have gone to Indonesia at one point. So nobody went to Indonesia. Okay. Zahid went to Indonesia. That's interesting. Indonesia is made up of islands. It's a number of islands. You know what islands are? Islands are places that are, surrounded with water. So in order to move from one island, even now, in order to move from one island to another, of course now you would use planes, right? But you need also boats. Okay. So the reason why it was invented there. I mean, the boats, I mean, they were invented there because there was a need for them. People needed to move from one island to another. Do I make sense? Okay. So did you hear the question that I asked you about whether you went to Indonesia or not? So how do you ask people about countries they have visited? You say, have you ever? So you say, have you ever been to, or have you ever visited? Let's try it. Ask me. Ask me about the countries that I may have visited. So what are you going to say? You're going to say, have you ever been to the USA? Have you ever been to France? Ask me. So have you ever been to Indonesia? No, unfortunately. Have you ever been to Germany? No, unfortunately. Have you ever visited the USA? Yes, I went there twice. Have you ever been to the Maldives? No, not yet. Okay, you see? So this is when you want to check whether somebody has been to a place, has visited a place or not. Okay. Have you ever been to Riyadh? Have you ever been, I'm from Jeddah, from here. Have you ever been to Jeddah? Those who are not from Jeddah, have you ever been to Jeddah? I'm asking you. Tell me. Okay. Okay, so Ahmed, Nagib, yeah, and Yara, Zahid. Yes, of course. Perhaps you are, if you are from Jeddah, it doesn't apply to you as Zahid. Okay. Have you ever been to Egypt, like Zikra is saying, and so on and so forth. You're getting the idea, okay? Have you ever been to China? No, not yet. Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. I forgot to ask you about your, I think I did. Let me ask you, now that we have spoken enough and long about means of transport, let me ask you about your favorite. So what is your favorite means of transport? What's your favorite means of, yeah, transportation? Fairuz is saying the aeroplane. Nagib is saying cars or the car. Malak is saying the car. Yeah, good. Okay. So choosing a favorite or having a favorite would require you to have reasons, right? Would require you to talk about reasons why you are choosing this or that form of transportation as your favorite. So those who are saying the car is their favorite, why? Why are you saying that the car is your favorite form of transport? Hmm. Those who said the car is their favorite, why? Why is the car your favorite? Um, Fairuz is saying because I like traveling. Yeah, Fairuz is obviously talking about the aeroplane. She's saying that um, her favorite form of transport would be the plane because she likes to travel or she likes traveling. Thank you, Fairuz. Ahmad Mansour, I don't know what he chose. He's saying it's fast. Somebody is saying ease of use. Obviously, he's talking about cars. Shahd is saying car because it is smaller and I can go to. Sari is saying easy to ride and give you enough kilometers in the city. Okay. Malak, I enjoy and I can see some strange things in the road and we control the journey. Okay, that's good. Okay, nice, interesting. Okay, okay. Let's now talk about the difference. By the way, the listening part that we're now talking about is all about listen. You listen and then taking down notes. You take down notes while. So if the presenter is giving some kind of history about something, about an invention, for example, so there is no way you can remember every single word he or she says, right? Hence the importance of note taking. You're familiar with note taking. Note taking means that you take down notes. And let me ask you, guys, do you take down notes? You listen to classes like mine, you attend classes like mine, you attend with other teachers, you've been attending uh, um, classes for years and years. Those who take down notes, please type 5. So, okay, Amani does. Amani takes down notes, which is obviously good. Muhammad Al-Kathiri takes down notes, that's good. So lots of people obviously take down notes. Ghalia or Ghala, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Ammar Jiddawi takes down notes. Fairuz, pretty much the majority of class takes down, which is good. So, okay. Let me ask you, why? Why do you take down notes? Any specific reason why people would, instead of just listen and concentrate, obviously they concentrate while taking down notes. Any reason why people would take down notes? Okay. Can you hear me? Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? 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 Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Okay. Hello. Hello. If you can hear me, please type 1. Okay, good. I think there is heavy traffic on the system. Yeah, and it's not, we're not the only people who are obviously having classes right now. So that explains why we were kind of, the system dropped. Okay, good. Share my screen. Share my screen. So can you now see my screen? Okay, good. Okay. So let me just switch my mobile off. Yes. And we are on our way again. We're talking about a very relatable subject today, which is forms of transport. And most of you guys have said that the car happens to be your favorite because of the, I mean, ease of use and ease of access and small size and all these other interesting things, right? Okay. So we're leaving this part. Okay. Before the system froze and we were kind of kicked out, I was also talking about the idea when people give a presentation and of course our memories are very short, so you cannot remember after you finish a class like this one. You wouldn't be able to memorize or to remember every single word I say, right? So that's why you do what? You take down notes. We spoke about how important note taking is. And I even asked some of you whether you're taking down notes, and most of you guys said yes, you actually take down notes. The question was, yes, Fairuz is saying that we take down notes in order to remember important points. Excellent, Fairuz. Any other reasons why people take down notes? Sari is saying the notes can benefit us in the future, example for the exams and the excellent, Yasari, yeah, or Sari. This is what some people are using the notes for. Needless to say, at the end of the semester, you won't be able to go and read every single word in the book, or you wouldn't. If you have recordings and those recordings are 2 hour or 2 hours long, you wouldn't go and listen to them the whole of the class every time you want to. So that's why you take down notes. Those notes can remind you of important issues during the class or during the presentation. Mansoor is saying that the notes help us to write and read better, right? Yeah, that's correct. I quite agree. Right. Okay. And I was referring to a specific type of note, right? which has to do with history. If you're listening to a class, and this class has a bit of history to it, like we're talking today about some technological inventions, and those technological inventions happen to be, for example, means of transport or forms of transport. So you have a number of transport forms. So you automatically and naturally is going to engage in talk about when each one of them was invented. So there is going to be a bit of history, and there are going to be numbers, right? So unless you take down the numbers, and because of the so many numbers that you may have, you're going to lose track. Am I correct? Can you all hear me? Then obviously some Wafa is saying that she cannot hear, right? Can you all hear me? So it's only Wafa. Please type to her, ask her to go out and come back. Perhaps that would fix the problem. Yes. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So again, we're talking about the importance of note taking. And we said that note taking is something that we all do. But it has a number of shapes and forms. Some people write words. Some people make tables, right? Some people make spidergrams. Okay, so what is your style? What is your note-taking style? When you take down notes, you make spidergrams, you make charts, you write paragraphs, you use shorthand. Shorthand means that you don't write every, this is typical of note-taking, of course. You don't write everything. Okay, so Abdul Fattah is saying that he used spidergrams. Yara says that she writes in paragraphs. Okay, which is more or less like a dictation. I don't believe that you get dictated every single thing, Yara. That would be too much. Zikra is saying that she's using spidergrams. That's interesting. We'll talk more about that. Points. Hind is saying that she writes in points. That's good too. Amira also uses points. That's interesting. Okay. So we're all agreed on the importance of note taking. Okay. Amani is saying that she draws circles and writes within them or beside them. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Let's look at, we have a number of words that I would like you to look at. They also have to do with transport. You have words like air, land, opinion, rocket, sky, steam, track, and wind. So do you need help with any of these words? Okay, I'll talk about it in a minute. Just give me a second. So air, land, you know what a rocket is? Yeah, train tracks. Yes, yeah. Mansour is asking about track. Yeah, tracks are the tracks that a train moves on. Without tracks, the railway tracks, I mean, a train wouldn't move. Okay. Okay. Yeah, spaceship rocket. You know, where do you normally see a rocket? A rocket is launched into outer space. This is, let me give you the, this is a rocket, number C. Can you see that? Can you see C, picture C? Yeah, picture C is an example of a rocket that gets launched into outer space, right? Okay, good. So let's go back to air, land, opinion, rocket, sky, land. You don't know what land is? Yeah, Mira. So you have sky and you have land, right? Okay. Okay. So let's talk about how do people express opinion. You know what opinion is? Opinion. When you say what, this is an opinion. This is expressing opinion. When you say what? No. You walk on land, on the land. Land is like earth, more or less. Ground. Are you familiar with ground, Amira? Land is ground. Yes. Okay. Okay, again, I was asking about opinion. So opinion would be your thoughts, your ideas about something. Or like, what's your opinion about this class? What's your opinion? It means that you're going to say, yeah, it is good or it is bad, for example. So this is your opinion. Okay. So now that we know what opinion is, how do we express opinion? Okay. What do we say? What do you say in order to express your opinion? You say, yeah, in my opinion. You're going to say, in my opinion. You're going to say, I think, I believe. Okay, so I think, I believe, in my opinion. Okay, or as far, I mean, somebody was asking me about the word concerned. I say, as far as I am concerned. Okay, so if you go to the listening, you're going to say, or you're going to hear this expression, as far as I am concerned. As far as I am concerned means in my opinion. Does it make sense? Okay, fine. So let's give our opinion about something. So what's your opinion about the class this way? Online classes, for example. Okay. Abdurrahman is saying it's cool, right? So you're going to say, I think it's cool. As far as I am concerned, it's cool. I think it's cool. I suppose it's cool. In my opinion, it's cool. Okay, so Mansour is saying, in my opinion, it is the future. Salim is saying it's not bad. Rosna is saying, I think, you guys, you need to use this. You need to start with I think, I believe, I suppose, in my opinion. Okay, as far as I am concerned. Let's use this expression as, write it down. As far as I am concerned, it's cool. As far as I am concerned, it's bad. Okay, as far as I am concerned, it's this or that. Use it. I would like you to use it. Use it or lose it. Are you familiar with this expression? When they talk about the importance of using something, they say use it or lose it. So if you don't use the language, you lose it, right? If you don't use an expression, you lose it, right? Do you guys agree? Okay. So what do you think of our EL111 class? So what are you going to say? Start with I think. Start with in my opinion. Start with as far as I am concerned, and then give your opinion. Can we talk about يلا يلا. Okay, I think it's okay. Fad is saying I think it's great. Heidi is saying, in my opinion, it is very useful. EL111 is useful. Yeah, this is Fairuz, more or less. So Mansoor is saying, as far as I am concerned, this class will teach me a lot. Okay, that's a long story, Mansoor. In my point of view, it's a good class. This is Hamza. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a good. Uh, it's good. Okay. I think it's nice. I think it's nice and easy. I think it is a great class. Oh, man. Okay, you see? So this is how people communicate their opinions. Okay, in my opinion. Okay, good. So let's shift gears and move somewhere else. Okay. So recognizing the organization of a lecture. You know what a lecture is? Give me a synonym for the word lecture. Remember when we spoke about synonyms and antonyms? Okay, that's good, ya Abdul. What's your full name? Sultan what? Yes, we don't speak Arabic in class here, Sultan al-Otaibi. Okay? I can allow you to attend with another teacher. How about that? Would you like to attend with another teacher? I don't have a problem. Okay? Okay. Send me an email after class. Let me write my email to Arab OU dot SA. Okay. Send me an email after class and I'll refer you to another teacher. I don't have a problem. Okay. Let's go back. So I was talking about classes. I was talking about a lecture, and I need a synonym for the word. Okay, خلاص. يعني let's stop at that. He can always talk to me, and I can kind of يعني think of ways as how he can understand, inshallah. Anyway, so give me, yeah, my question was about synonyms and antonyms. So give me a synonym for the word lecture. A synonym would be a word that has the same meaning. Lecture, lesson, like Hand is saying. So a lecture would be a lesson or a class. It's as simple as the word class. Okay, you can have yani, as synonyms for the word lecture, you can have class. You can also have the word tutorial. I'm sure you have heard the word before. So tutorial, okay, so tutorial and class and lecture have almost the same meaning. In this case, we call them synonyms. Okay, good. So attending classes or tutorials or lectures would require you to listen, to focus, and then to take down notes, right? if you know the organization or the arrangement of the class, you can almost expect what the teacher is going to say first, and then in the middle, and then towards the end of the class, right? So now we're talking about the introduction of a class. How does a class or a lecture start? What do you think? I'm asking you. How does a teacher start in a typical class? Whether we're talking about English, IT, any class. Right. Let me help you. Do we start big? Do we start general? Or we start with small details? Yes, of course, there are greetings. Yeah, there has to be hello, hi, assalamu alaikum. Okay, and after that, so do we start big or start with small details? Yeah, like Ammar is saying, we start with the principles, we start with the general ideas, and then we specify. Specify means that we go into details, into small details about things, right? So you start general and then you specify. The introduction normally has the big picture, and then we move on to the details, like how we started today. We said that we're going to talk about means of transport or forms of transportation, right? This is general. And then we started to specify, to talk about every and each form of transportation, spoke about when these different forms of transportation were invented and by whom. These are details that comes later or that come later. Do you guys agree? Okay? Right. So the introduction to a lecture often gives you the order of subtopics. So it gives you how the teacher is going to later address the topics. Again, the introduction, it's called an introduction. So I give you the general outline, and then I specify later. Okay, so that would apply to classes, and it would also apply if you're giving a presentation. You yourself, when you give a presentation, you start off very general and then you give specifics or details. Do you guys agree? Okay, good. And we have an example here. Look, the introduction to a lecture often gives you the order of subtopics. Okay? Use the introduction to pre-organize your notes. Okay? So you organize your notes based on the introduction given by the presenter or the teacher. Okay, yeah, everyone, I would like you to tell him, because I don't speak Arabic in class, tell him in Arabic in the chat to send me an email or talk to me on the phone. Okay, ask him to send me his ID number and his full name, and I'm going to change his class. I'll allow him to attend with another teacher. Okay? It's okay, Wafa, it's okay. Just tell him he can also talk to me on the phone. My phone is with you guys on the group, right? If anybody can help him with my number, that would be fine too. Okay, fine. Let's go back. And I'm giving you an example of how you can pre-organize your notes based on the introduction. So the introduction to a lecture often gives you the order of subtopics. Okay, use the introduction to pre-organize your notes. When you say first, or the lecturer or whoever is presenting is going to say, first I'm going to talk about. After that, I'll tell you about. Finally, I'm going to say. So you see, first, after that, and finally. You can almost tell how the class is going to be structured. So the presenter is going to start with something when he said first, and then after that he's going to move on to talk about something else, and at the end he's going to address a third thing. Is that clear? So if you're taking down notes, you know where and when to put what. And we have examples. As you can see, this looks like a card that you're taking notes on. Festivals, for example, you start with the origins, and then the most important among them, and then the best tourist attractions, and so on, depending on what kind of class or lecture you are attending, of course. I don't understand you, Ashah. Okay. So how do lecturers or those who give classes and presentations signal the movement from one topic to another? Do they use specific words and phrases? Remember when we spoke last time and the time before about signposts? Remember what signposts are? Yes. It's exactly the same thing. You have words and phrases. Whenever you see, you know there is a change of tone, there is a change of direction. Remember, when we use, for example, the word first, you know that somebody is going to give us things in a certain order. When you have words like but, you know that what comes after but is different from what comes before, right? Are you getting the idea? When I say to sum up, when I say in summary, when I say on the one hand, on the other hand. So these words and phrases can help you identify what the writer is going to say next. Okay. And now we move to dates. Dates, of course, is not the date that we eat. I'm talking about dates. I mean, 1945, December 25th, right? So dates are made up of numbers, right? Am I correct? Yes, the dates that you see on the calendar, like Abdurrahman is saying. Yeah. Okay, so you cannot talk about dates, you cannot give dates, use them, or hear them correctly unless you know the numbers, right? And I think you're familiar with numbers, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are numbers, right? First, second, third, fourth are also numbers. Let me ask you, what's the difference between when I say 1, 2, 3, 4, and when I say first, second, third, fourth? Do they have names? I'm asking you. What do we call first, second, third? When I say, for example, I live on the second floor, okay? I am the first born in my family first, right? Yeah, we use them. Okay. طيب. Okay. Let me move. I think I have slides for that. Let me check where I left them. Obviously, where did I put them? Yeah, I think they are here. Numbers. Can you see them? Wait. I need to check if you can see them. No. Okay. Obviously, I need to start them here and then take them. Wait, just give me a second. Are you able to see them? No, I don't think you can. Can you? No. Wait. Can you see? Can you see the numbers? Okay, you cannot. Okay, wait. I think you can see them now. Can you? Yes, okay. So, ordinals. I would like you to think of the word ordinal. Ordinal is similar or is close to what word? It is close to what word? Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you still hear me? Okay. Fine. Ordinals are very similar. I just want to make sure that you can hear me. Something is wrong today. It's very slow, right? Okay. Okay. So ordinal is close to the word order. Okay, so ordinal is from the word order. So ordinals are words like first, second, third. Okay, so these are called ordinal numbers, and they come from the word order. Okay, because they show and demonstrate order. So first, second, the first day of the week, the second day, the third day, right? I live on the first floor, so this is obviously order. Somebody lives on the second floor, on the third floor, right? Do I make sense? Okay. So these are called ordinal numbers. So first, second, third, fourth, and so on. Okay, how about the other numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4. We call them cardinal numbers. We call them cardinal numbers. One, two, three, four. So these are called cardinal numbers. Okay. So if you're giving a date, you talk about your birthday, for example. You're giving your birth date. What do you use? You use cardinal or ordinal numbers? Yeah, again, yeah, we can always talk about Amani. Okay, again, let me explain it again to Amani. Amani, I am saying that whenever we talk about numbers, we have two types of numbers. We have two types of numbers. We have cardinal numbers. Cardinal numbers, when I say 1, 2, 3, when I say I have 5 mobiles, for example. 5 mobiles. So 5 here is a cardinal number. When I say I have 3 kids, when I say I have 10 friends, so these are called cardinal numbers. Okay, but if I want to show order, the arrangement of something, I use what we call ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers are words like first, second, third, and fourth. They show order or arrangement. Like when I say that I live on the second floor. Okay. When I say, for example, the Saudi Arabia's National Day is September 3rd. I think it's September 3rd, which is the 3rd of September, right? Do I make sense? Right. I'm sorry. Magid is correcting me, so I stand corrected. So September 23rd. Yes. Ammar, yeah, yes, correct. Okay, so if I'm going to talk about my, I mean, the day when I was born, for example, I'm going to say that I was born on October 26, and it has TH to it, 26th. And then, okay, let's talk about you. Give me the day and the month. You're going to say I was born on, right? You're going to say I was born on November 20th, for example. Okay. I mean, every and each one of us, yani, give me your date, your birth date or day. Okay, so Sari is saying I was born. Let me check. I was born on October 11th. This is Fairuz. Yes. Turkey is saying I was born on July 25th. Very good. See, 25th. الخامس والعشرين, for example, right? Okay, you're getting the idea. Let's move. Okay, as you can see, these are ordinal numbers. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 12. We move on, and 12th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, right? 30th, 31st. Are you getting the idea? Okay, Rahaf is saying I was born on July 15th. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay. So this is how we share dates. Ordinal numbers with dates. So you start with the month and then the ordinal number and then the year. Okay, March 22nd, 1990. October 26, 1971. This is my birthday, by the way. January 5th, 1959. On. Did I say in? لا, no, on. It's always on. Whenever you have a day, the day is more important than the month and the year. Yeah, Abdurrahman. Abdurrahman al-Zahrani is saying that we should use in whenever we have a date. No, if you have a day, you have to use on, ya Abdurrahman. Okay? طيب, let's move somewhere else. Okay. So which floor do you live on? Again, we're going to use ordinal numbers. Okay, me personally, I'm going to say I live on the second floor. I live on the second floor. How about you? Tell me. Write a sentence. Tell me which floor you live on. Okay, Malak is saying I live on the first floor. Can you hear me? Okay. Heidi is saying I live on the second floor. Talal is saying I live on the first floor. Okay. Rosna, I live on the fourth floor. Nashwa, yes. Al-Mu'taz, the second floor. I live. No, not in. On, ya Fawaz. It has to be on, ya Amira. On. When you talk about the floor or a floor, you use on. Not in. Is that clear enough? Okay. Is that clear? Okay. So let's go back to the book. So we say dates with ordinal numbers. Do you agree? Can you see the book now? Yes. So we say dates with ordinal numbers. First, second. So January 1st, right? On the 1st, you see on the 1st of January. I know somebody was asking me whether it's in and on, and I said it's on. Okay. So we usually say years with two cardinal. If you're using years, if you're saying 1997, for example, okay. So what numbers are you using? If you say 1990, if you're saying 1950, what kind of numbers are you using ordinal numbers? You're using what? Excellent. Like Sarah is saying, we're using cardinal numbers. We're using cardinal numbers. Correct. Okay. So I was born in 1971. Okay. How about you? If you're going to use years, you're going to use in. Let's talk about you. I was born in 1971. How about you? Give me the year. Yes. Yalla, give me years. Yeah, let's practice that. I was born in 1999. Fairuz is saying that she was born in 1999. Malak is saying she was born in 1992. Mansour was born in 1994. Rosna was born in 1999. Okay. Abdurrahman al-Zahrani was born in 1996. Very good. Yes. Okay. Shahid is saying I was born in 1996. That's good. Thank you so much. Okay. Speaking about numbers and speaking about dates, and there is a common error or mistake that lots of people make. When they took, let's say for example, that you did some, I mean, um, we don't use, in Arabic you say قبل 5 أيام, for example. How do you translate this into English? Do you say that I met Ali before 5 days? How do you say it? No, we don't use before here. Yes, Allah. Okay, so what are we going to say? We're going to say, like Mansour is saying, excellent Mansour Talal. Okay, I met Ali 5 days ago. Not before 5 days. Before 5 days is Arabic. 5 days ago, like Fairuz is saying. Okay, I met my wife 20 years ago. Do I say I met my wife before 20 years? No, right? No. Okay, good. Let's okay, another error that has to do with after. Some people say, okay, I'll talk to you after 2 days. I'll get back to you after 2 days or after a week. Is that correct? No. You don't use after. You use in. In. I'll talk to you in 2 days. Your exam is in a week. In a week means after a week. We don't say after a week. We say in a week. Do I make sense? Yeah, it's like within, but we drop with, yeah, Abdurrahman. It's exactly like within, but we don't use with. Okay? I met Ali. Do I say I met Ali on last Saturday, like lots of people say? Is that correct? Whenever you have last or next, you don't use a preposition with it. You don't use on or in or anything. I'll meet him next week. You don't say in or on next week, okay? You don't use nothing, only next or last. I spoke to him. We don't say on last Wednesday. I spoke to him last Wednesday. Okay? These are common errors that people make. Okay. Let's now talk about the difference between going to and will. Okay, let me ask you. Will or going to, what do they express? Do they express the past, present, or future? Okay, well or verb to be, yes, we use them like Sarah is saying to talk about the future. So are they interchangeable? Interchangeable means that you can use any of them to talk about the future. Yes, you can use them interchangeably if you are giving a class like this one. If you're starting a class and you say, I'm going to talk to you today about this, and then after that I will to talk to you about that, okay, this is acceptable. Okay, but generally, okay, so outside presenting and giving introductions, we use a verb to be going to talk about plans that we have. So going to is about plans, while well is about the, I mean, when you talk about the future in general. Okay, so as you can see, going to is more specific. It's about plans that you may have. Okay, while well is general. Okay, do I make sense? So understanding going to and well. So lecturers use going to and well to talk about the organization of a talk. It's a plan, okay? It's called a plan. What you're talking about, Heidi, is called a plan. You have a plan. Okay? And then we have an example. First, I'm going to talk about, then I will describe. So if you're giving a presentation and you're giving us what you intend to do, so you can use going to and you can use well after. Okay? But in normal conversation, we use going to talk about future plans. Okay, so you talk about future plans using verb to be going to. Okay, we use well to talk about future possibilities. Okay, which means that it is open-ended, open. Okay, so Mansour is saying I will travel when international airlines open routes to other countries. Yeah, which is a possibility that can be tomorrow or perhaps in a month, right? Okay. So there is no plan yet, yeah, Mansour, in other words. I'm not sure I understand, yeah, your problem, yeah, Zikra. Zikra is saying I have a problem with chat. Okay. Okay, so we have an example. I'm going to work for the government. This is a plan that I am making. Okay. So I'm going to work for the government after university. So you have made up your mind that you will work in the government or for the government. Perhaps I will work at the Ministry of Finance. So this is a better possibility. It can be the Ministry of Finance, it can be the Ministry of Interior, it can be the Ministry of Health, right? So when we talk about possibilities, different options, we use well. When we talk about a definitive and a definite and a specific plan, we normally use going to. What you're saying would be a plan. You have a plan to beat him, obviously. This is a plan. And if it's a plan, you're going to say, I'm going to. Okay? Which is something that we don't recommend. يعني طيب أحسن يا عبد الرحمن. Okay? Okay. Let's move to the speaking part. And again, it's about also transport inventions. Okay, so look at the website on the right. Okay, I would like you to look at the website on the right. Can you see the website, right? What do we have here? if you look at the website, the website is about what? What is it that is being displayed on the website? Okay. Let's just focus on the website and forget about the dog. Now, obviously, it's yes. Okay, good. So you came up with the conclusion that it has information about bicycles, which is good. Okay, so you read through the website and then you established a logical relationship or connection between the different parts. So the theme, what's the theme? The theme is the main idea or the topic. So the theme or the main idea is bicycles, right? So the theme or the idea is the main idea is bicycles, right? Because whether we're looking at pictures or even what is being said and written, it's all about bicycles. Bicycles in what way? Are we talking about their models, for example? Are we talking about their history? Are we talking about the prototype of the bicycle? I'm asking you. Yara, yani take it easy. He was just joking, okay? Can we kindly focus on what we're having? Okay. Um, it's about linking them together. Okay, it's about linking them to linking them together and coming up with a general idea. And and the general idea here is the bicycle, perhaps its history, okay, and stuff like that. Yes, okay, good. Okay, let me ask you this question. How much do you know about bicycles? Do you know much about bicycles? Do you use bicycles? What verb in terms of collocations? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Okay, okay. So if you can hear me, type 1, please. If you can hear me, please type 1. Yeah, me too. Yes, me too. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. You can hear me now. Mute your mic. I don't know what your name is. Okay, I think you can hear me now. Okay. Yani bear it up with me so that we can finish the class. And then, okay, by the way, we need to give an extra class this week. Would Tuesday be fine? Tuesday for an extra class. we need to give an extra class on Tuesday. So it's either Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay. Hello? Okay, if you can hear me. Okay. Hello? 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 If you can hear Okay. Can you hear me now? I think you can, right? Okay. So, how about Wednesday? Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Would that be fine with you? Wednesday at 1 o'clock. No, I have a class on Thursday. I have another class on Thursday with other people. So would Wednesday at 1 o'clock be fine? I think one is better than four because four is normally busy like now. Okay, so it's Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Okay, so I'll give you the details on the group, inshallah. Okay. I think I'll stop on this note and with this item, and I'll see you on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Somebody's saying that she has a class on, so how about Tuesday at 1 o'clock? So let's agree on something. Okay. Okay, we'll stop on this note and with this item, and I'll see you next week on Wednesday, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.